acoustics to increase or improve the sound in that room and also the visual. Had another company come last week. I'm waiting for their proposal. So once I have those, I can forward that information.
So
Okay.
just for Chuck's benefit, this has been a long-standing issue. Whoever built that room with that high ceiling should have their head examined. They're stuck with it. So, it's really hard to hear. I mean, yeah, and people said to me when we had the interviews for the supervisors, even people behind you couldn't hear. It's terrible in there. So, I want to ask you, Kevin, so you're looking at drop tiles and also at panels on the, do those have to happen together? Can they happen separately?
No, they would have to work together.
Okay.
It's kind of an interesting process. They bring in it's not called a sound meter, I'm not sure what kind of instrument it is, but actually measures, it's called a reverberation, when you speak, how long that sound takes to dissipate. The model number is 2, that room is a 5. So they're working to get that down to a 2. And with the sound panels that they've suggested to put on the walls and sound panels that they will suspend from the ceiling, they can get that to about 2, they told me.
So this is what room should be. So like this room is probably a 2, is that what you're saying?
It should be, yeah.
That's terrible.
It's kind of interesting how they can provide these sound charts and waves and diagrams. It's very interesting.
The stenographer's not gonna have anything to complain about. That poor guy, how many years has he been coming here?
What's your name? What'd you say?
In that matter too, I'm also having Tom getting the estimates. I don't know if you guys have seen the side wall over here. It's in terrible shape, it's ready to fall apart. That has to be replaced and fixed, or at least repaired. And also the back wall by the ambulance, that material's coming off, and I'm waiting, we're gonna get estimates to repair that as well.
Just so you don't understand, it's not the wall falling down, it's plaster, right? It's a plaster wall. Okay. So, nobody gets scared.
The building's not coming
The
down.
cosmetic end of it.
Yes.
Oh,
That
can you
being
also?
said, everybody's busy, they're not getting back to me as fast as we would like.
No, everybody's probably busy.
Can you also, did you mention the projector?
That was under the visual project, that's what I was talking about. The other thing is, we're looking into a wireless projection system that probably would be most useful during planning commission meetings to show plans and such on the wall, and also looking into a remote controlled screen, large screen that could come down, and that would be projecting on that screen. The wall on the side, depending on a lot of it depends on the cost. I mean, we could get away with just putting it on the wall for now and then maybe doing something later, but the wireless projector would be a definite asset for that room.
Yeah, and I want to put in my plug for that, because whenever we have people coming, these plans are like this. Nobody in the audience can see them. They have one on a board. You can't see it. You have to come up and look at it. It would be a huge improvement, I think, for all of us.
I also have this other
Have to have
company
it
giving me a
projected.
price on a new microphone, a new
Yeah.
audio system as well.
Yeah, if people could give presentations, you could explain things. I mean, you could do things to it. I think more than just planning commission would use it.
Hmm? Under new business, I have Burger Lane. I guess that issue has resurfaced again.
No pun intended.
I wasn't around when I guess the first discussions or talks took place about Township taking that road over. As far as I know now, it's still a private road that the town, I know that it's in very bad state of disrepair. I'm not sure where we want to go with that, whether we want to talk to Mr. Frias again and see what his intentions
Yes, we
are.
do. Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta get back onto that. It was dropped. And, it's gotta be taken care of.
I mean, I was there over the weekend and my car almost fell in that hole. It's so big.
Well,
I
it was
mean,
just
it's
dropped.
really, it's
We were
bad.
brave to go on that road.
It's bad. I mean, it's a little piece of, do you know what we're talking about? It's a little piece of a road that for some reason he owns it, and it's the access, the back access to that development.
Yes, if someone
It's a
happened to the
big
front
hole. It's a
access to
big
the apartments up there, you can't get in. and he did have it blocked off. And if something would happen with a fire and they can't get in, we'd be in trouble.
I think the last people that communicated with Mr. Frias were Damian from your office and Ted Lockett, who's no longer here. So I'm not sure who would lead the charge at this point.
The last time they had talked, as far as I remember, wasn't he saying that he wanted to keep the basin? Because he had that shed on top of that bridge.
Well, that's fine,
I'm
we just
not
wanted
sure
to.
what he wanted by
Well,
the
right.
end. I really don't know. When we started it, he wanted the township to take the
Take it all
basin
over,
and
yes.
take the road. And so the plan was drawn that way, and when we met with him before it came before the board, he didn't want to do that anymore,
Exactly.
and I'm not clear why. I wasn't involved in those negotiations, but somebody needs to spearhead that again.
Does he want money for it, or what's the?
Sorry, I recall your what you stated last,
Yeah,
is what was the
he had
last
come back and he said that
scenario.
he was afraid that if we took over that,
Yeah, because he wanted
then
the storage.
he wouldn't be able to store stuff in that building. I mean, that's what was told to us, okay, on the board. So, after that, it just lay dead because, he never come back and said anything else. But we have to do something with that road, it's bad.
But is there any reason?
If I have to go talk to him, then I will go talk to him, if that's what it takes.
But is there any reason you would want to take the shed and the basin? Why
Well,
would we want that?
We don't.
It's just, is there? I mean, it's just about
The
the road,
basin-
isn't it?
He initially said, I'll give you the road if you also take over that basin, because the basin needs some care and maintenance and it has some liability.
It's always full.
And the township would, be able to handle that better than private property owner. So the initial request from him was that the township take the basin and the road.
and then we had said that if we fix it up, he would have to still mow it and maintain it as a, mowing, because he gets paid to mow those townhouses there, or those apartments, or the townhouse along Game Farm Road. So he would, continue to mow that in there for us. And then nothing, that was it. We had nothing else. That's all
So if
wanted.
we took it over, then the township would repair there's multiple big holes.
Well,
Is that how that would work?
we would have to do stormwater work,
There's some work in
then
that
we would have,
basin.
and repair the road, and whatever would need to be done then to the basin to bring that back up to speed as well.
And then one of the other agreements that we had said that we would take the road, fix that road into those houses in there, and then we would give it back to the homeowners in there, okay, association. After we fixed it, we would take the initial hit to fix it, and then they would have to maintain it. Am I correct? That's exactly what we would come up with.
The homeowners association said they wouldn't be able to afford to fix the road, but they would be interested in going forward if we gave them a
Yes, they
finished
would.
product.
So if we pick that back up, I'll handle it if I have to, and if you want me to,
I'll just talk to one of you guys and get his phone number and try to arrange a meeting.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah, because an ambulance can't get in and has to go around when someone dies, that would be bad. Because you can't send an emergency vehicle in there, that pothole is like 5 feet wide.
That's the reason
least.
why I'd suggested to take it over and fix it and open it up. Yes, Lynn?
A quick question. Now, the townhomes that are on the crest of the hill, like on the Game Farm roadside, are they
They're-
in Lower Frederick or Schweinsville
They
Borough?
belong to us, there's
So
27, am I correct?
And then the Spring Mountain townhouses on the other side are Schweinsville Borough.
That's
So
Schweitzel.
it's just the ones that
The
are
big
on,
ones that Peter Cross built way back.
the ones
in
that are
the 70s.
like next to Palecchio's, the Frias properties, the old Palecchio property. So it's just that little
That hill.
back end. Now, how about the townhouses
They
on,
belong to Lower Frederick too.
on Game Farm Road
Yeah.
also?
Yep.
Okay.
But the other side of the road is.
But the other side, so it's like the very top of it. Yeah.
Very confusing.
So, but you're right, if you can't get an ambulance, because I was thinking maybe Schwanksville would kick in if they were
Oh,
part of
come on
Schwanksville.
now.
Well,
Yeah, Bob.
They're gross.
one can always
What are you
dream.
smoking? They're doing sidewalks, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, if they have all this grant
If you want, I
money.
can talk to Jorge and have him give you a call. I spoke to him quite a few times about the road, and I know he was a little upset last year and put an end to things. I do know one of the things he was asking before is if you guys did take over, he wanted to be able to store some stuff on the edge of the road. So, like across from his house where the curb line is, there's maybe an 8-foot wide section that, you know, he was hoping to be able to put pallets or something if he had leftovers from a job until he got to his next job or whatever the case was. But I do know that was part of his concern.
I'd rather let us handle it.
Sure.
And just, you know, it's better that way.
Yeah.
All right.
The other thing came
But
up,
thanks for that
Sure.
information of what he wanted to do, because he never did come back to us.
the townhouses that come out onto Game Farm Road, apparently they're experiencing problems getting out with the traffic. I was just notified of that today. So that's something, you know, we'll bring up at the traffic calming, but I don't know if any of you guys were aware of that, if you gotten any calls or anything.
Now, has someone contacted you who lives there?
Actually, Larry called me today and gave me
Yeah,
information.
Well, what I would recommend is if there are people, if you can get some of the people who live there to come to the traffic calming meeting to talk to that, so you have firsthand knowledge.
Okay. And then as Dave Milligan had told me that three-way, there's a two-way stop sign. So the stuff, if you're going towards 29, you go past the townhouses, that stop sign is ours, because he told me he had a resident complain about it. I don't think that stop sign's ours. I actually talked to Larry about it too.
That is a state road.
Depend on it.
So,
Okay.
And it's not in Lower Frederick.
It's not local.
I don't believe it is. I think it's
No, it's
in
not.
Schwanksville Borough,
You're
but,
right, it is in Schwanksville Borough.
Yeah.
The game farms.
because I'm sure Tommy would have
The
been bitching
plumber-
about putting batteries in that flashing
Case.
light.
To the right.
Case the plumber lived there was a Schwanksville address and a borough
Yeah.
address.
Okay.
And Jimmy Machine used to live across the street, and that was a,
Bro.
That's a borough.
Yes.
Schwanksville.
Okay.
All right, so we'll work on that. Any public comment?
I do have this, for the new business. This is the agreement from Mike for the storm for the attorneys.
Oh, okay.
It's all done, if you want to open up to the back page. Notarized and all. Tom wanted that back, so it's done.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
If I may
Your
comment,
name, sir,
Yes.
and address.
John Rose Jr., 207 Big Road, Zickersville, PA, 19492. I was encouraged by my realtor for the estate of Maisie V. Rose to come and talk to the supervisors. As you may notice, there are a number of farms for sale. Basically, the little Simmons 73 circle, you know, that goes back to the turnabout. The realtor is finding that, well, we have found two things. One, the potential developers are very concerned with the zoning slash sewer plan slash et cetera not all matching up. That they're confused on what they can put in that area. Two, we have already gotten a letter from a developer that we were in agreement with that they backed out citing Lower Frederick hostility, and they were referring to the township. But basically what I'm asking the township, if they could, through the planning commission also, and it's good that you're here, maybe give some advice for that area, what you want to see in that area as far as development. If you don't want to see any development, that's your opinion, that's fine also. However, it is causing that area to be a dead area as far as realtors developing. And I do expect, what was it, on Little's Road that is currently under contract also to fall through. Because it was the same company that signed with us saying they would do their due diligence to see if they can make it work.
Sidewalkies?
Yeah, Sahakis.
Okay.
I'm expecting that to fall through myself. Hopefully it doesn't, but we know the area is viable as far as putting sewer in. That was even mentioned by the company that we were in agreement with, that everything seemed good to them except the township issues, which they didn't want to even approach the township. For some reason, the township has a less than stellar reputation with developers. So I wanted to come share that with you, and if there's something the township or planning commission can do to help develop that area, I would appreciate it. Even if it's just a letter of comment saying to all developers, Lower Frederick is interested in this type of development in this particular area, that we've noticed a number of farms that are available for sale and they don't seem to be moving. So, and the other thing, my motivation is I would love to see the farm, Terry knows this very well, to stay the farm the rest of my life and then we sell it after I'm gone. But I have one relative that is pushing to the point where she wants to sue somebody. All right. Of course, she wants to sue the estate to push through. However, she'll take anyone that she can go after. And I'm not saying that that's your concern. Obviously, it's not. But that's kind of a stress on me. So.
Hey, John, can I mention something? You know, originally in development plans, there was proposed to put a pump station right at the Shadow Creek.
Yes.
Right at 73. Well, that would take care of the whole problem.
Well, that was discussed, and
There's
as
a
I
future
said,
road there.
the developer that was looking at our property said they couldn't put enough houses in to justify the pumping station. Again, due to Lower Frederick Township perceived hostility.
So I want to address that. So we have zoning for a reason, because our plan for how the township should look is we have certain areas with high-density housing, which is right across the street. We have other areas with lower density housing where I live, and then we have places where we have 2 to 3 acres and up. So I don't understand what you're saying, because those areas are zoned for 1 house on 2 acres. So am I hearing you correctly in saying that you're encouraging us to change our zoning to allow for higher density?
No.
That's
What
what I heard.
what I am saying, the sewer plan and the zoning does not match up.
But-
Because my farm is slated for 100 and some houses due to the sewer plan that was submitted and approved way back.
At 357?
Act
Yeah,
537.
the Act 5.
357.
But where
Yeah,
your
but-
farm is, isn't it 1 house for 2 acres?
That's
So-
what the zoning is.
Well, the zoning.
That's not what the sewer plan was.
But
Yeah.
I think
I've
the
been
zoning,
saying,
Yeah.
All right.
the zoning takes.
As I
precedence,
understand
I
it.
believe.
I don't wanna get into,
No.
Debate with
Linda,
anyone.
let's-
okay, if I could address Mr. Rose's questions here and perhaps offer a solution. It is not just, the Act 537 plan does not mesh with the current zoning, nor does it mesh with the regional comprehensive plan. We are